Right now, just after 7, a new twist this morning in the East Texas ongoing groundwater battle, a proposed legal settlement that could temporarily stop a North Texas company from pumping billions of gallons from an East Texas aquifer.
In a push to pay federal workers during the shutdown, about how many? We'll look at 2 plans moving through Congress and why furloughed workers say they feel like political pawns.
We got a pretty comfortable day here ahead of us. I'll show you how warm we'll get. Plus, we'll go over rain chances later in the week in your forecast coming up. So stay right there because Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus starts right now.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
All right, Spooky fans, we've got your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to Wonder Screams in Shreveport. All you have to do is hang around our show with us right now, streaming on CBS 19 Plus, and we'll have that answer for you as soon as we talk about the question of the day. We'll pick 2 lucky winners live later this morning, all the way through October 30th. Winners must come to our station located in Tyler to pick up their tickets as well. So stay tuned. Good morning, y'all. Thanks so much for staying with us on CBS 19 Plus. We're not as spooky, right?
No.
I'm Jesus Martinez.
We're so glad you're with us this morning. I'm Dana Dixon. It's a chilly start to the morning. Maybe grab your little jacket. You're going to need it this morning. But again, we're in that dress and layers phase of East Texas fall.
That's right, especially during the mornings. We are off to cooler mornings as we go into the next several days here. We're talking 56 degrees right now in Tyler. We also got 41-degree dew points. That's how cool we are or how dry we are, leading to us being as cool as we are. So we got some clear skies, few stratus clouds out there mixed in with a few contrails from some airplanes. We'll start to see a little bit more cloud cover into this afternoon in the form of some cumulus clouds. So that's what we can expect for this afternoon. It'll be a pretty day. Temperatures right now, again, in the 40s and 50s. We got 43 right now in Center, 45 in Carthage, and then we go off to the west, 59 degrees in Palestine, 60 degrees in Jacksonville, and also 47 degrees in Nacogdoches. A very chilly start for some of us here, leading to a warm end. We got partly cloudy skies for this afternoon, 84 degrees across the area, and for the next few days we're going to be watching for that high fire danger risk, mainly dry for tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies for a change, and then heavy thunderstorms are going to be a good possibility for Saturday morning. I'll show you the exact timing and how much rain we're going to see in your full forecast coming up.
Thank you, Joel. We're learning some new and deeply troubling allegations that are surfacing about a former Bullard ISD custodian now facing serious criminal charges. 31-year-old Brian Taylor was arrested yesterday in connection with an incident at Bullard Intermediate School involving a young student. According to court documents, Taylor confronted the student inside a restroom, blocking the door with a cleaning cart and refusing to let her leave. She also reported that Taylor made inappropriate comments and offered money during the encounter. Bullard ISD police identified and interviewed Taylor on October 15th, immediately terminating his employment. Taylor had only been hired at the school since August. Taylor was arrested at his home and booked into the Anderson County Jail with bonds set at $1 million. Interim Superintendent Jan Hill says that student safety remains the district's top priority, and the investigation is ongoing. No further details are being released due to the involvement of a minor.
Well, after only a day of deliberations, a Cherokee County jury sentenced an East Texas man to life in prison for murder. 56-year-old Noel Price was found guilty in the 2023 death of Samuel Muller. In order to pay a $10,000 fine, Muller was found dead last year inside a home near the Wells baseball field, that is. This conviction comes after Price's second trial, following a mistrial in August when jurors couldn't reach a unanimous verdict.
It's 7:09 now, and Friday is set to be the first time some federal workers miss a paycheck due to the government shutdown. That's after receiving a partial one on the last payday. Some lawmakers are trying to help, and they want to appropriate just enough money to pay government employees.
Yeah, members of both parties are expressing support for that general concept. Amy Kiley reports.
You got to save every dime at this point. The Senate could vote this week on a bill to pay essential federal employees during the government shutdown. They're not on furlough and instead are working without paychecks.
They are trying to make their mortgage payments. They're trying to put food on the table.
It's unclear if the bill from GOP Senator Ron Johnson has enough support to pass. At least one Republican argues it could reduce the pressure to reopen the government.
The military should be getting paid and law enforcement should be getting paid. Those are the two entities that you need. Everybody else, shut it off.
Some Senate Democrats say they want to pay all federal workers, not just those the Trump administration deems essential.
I'd be in favor of paying the federal workers. That bill, unfortunately, gives a lot of latitude to the president to pick and choose.
You'll see a Democratic counterproposal that is an even-handed approach.
Meanwhile, many federal workers are struggling to make ends meet. This video shows a D.C. area food bank event that was aimed at government employees. Some who attended it Tuesday say they waited 2 hours in a line that stretched around the block.
I can't believe I'm here, because you always thought that getting a government job or, a federal job, that's security.
Rent, car note, car insurance, student loans, those are not stopping.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm Mimi Kiley reporting.
As federal workers miss paychecks, many face financial strain. The Senate may vote this week on a limited back pay, that is, for essential staff, but debate continues over who should be included in that. Meanwhile, a federal judge is extending a block on the Texas National Guard's deployment to Illinois. The department has already been blocked for 2 weeks, and the new extension likely keeps it in place until there's a full trial or the Supreme Court weighs in. Trump administration attorneys are asking the Supreme Court to intervene and allow the troops to be sent in. Chicago and Illinois leaders say this deployment is not something they asked for.
It's time now for your morning headlines. President Trump appears to be growing impatient with Russia's refusal to end its invasion of Ukraine. The Treasury Department announced major new sanctions on Russia's biggest oil companies. The president has been pushing for a ceasefire and said his talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin aren't going anywhere. The sanctions are among the most significant measures the U.S. has taken against the Russian energy sector since the beginning of the war. The entire East Wing of the White House is set to be torn down as soon as this weekend to make room for a new ballroom. Once finished, it will be nearly double the size of the main White House building. The scale of the destruction has taken many by surprise, including the National Trust for Historic Preservation. The organization is asking officials to pause demolition until plans have been reviewed by the National Capital Planning Commission. And Broadway musicians say they are prepared to strike immediately if they cannot reach a new contract agreement by today. And that could affect you if you're going to go see a show. A potential strike would impact many, but not all shows, as some are on different contracts. Negotiators from the Broadway League and Musicians Local 802 entered mediation yesterday. The musicians have been working without a contract since September 1st. And it was a star-studded affair at the Lincoln Center last night as ballerina Misty Copeland took her final bow as principal dancer of the American Ballet Theater. 10 years ago, Copeland became the first black female principal in the ballet's company history. Among those on hand to witness Copeland's final dance before she begins retirement, Oprah Winfrey, an honorary chair of the evening.
All right, 7:14 now. This election, Texas voters will decide on 17 constitutional amendments. Today, we're focusing on Proposition 3, a high-profile bail reform measure that could change how bail is handled for serious crimes.
I'm KVUE News Political Director Ashley Goodo. This election, Texas voters are deciding whether the state will adopt 17 amendments to the Texas Constitution. And all throughout early voting, we are walking you through those propositions, explaining what they would do. Today, we're focusing on a top priority for state leaders on both sides of the aisle. Bail reform. It's Prop 3. Here's what you'll see on the ballot. The constitutional amendment requiring the denial of bail under certain circumstances to persons accused of certain offenses punishable as a felony. That language is pretty clear, but you may be wondering, what are the certain offenses? Well, there are 9 crimes in this statute that a judge could deny bail under. They're listed here on your screen and include murder, aggravated assault that either causes serious bodily injury or if a weapon is used, aggravated felonies, which generally means a weapon was used, or trafficking of persons. Texas judges can already deny bail for some of these crimes, or if someone is accused of committing a crime while out on bond, but it does not always happen. The Senate has passed legislation to put a measure like this on the ballot every session since 2021, but it's been held up in the House. During debate this session, State Senator Joan Huffman, author of the resolution, said more than 100 Texans have been killed in Harris County alone since the Senate first passed this in 2021.
There has been at least 162 homicide cases filed in Harris County, Texas, for defendants released on one or more bonds at the time of a new murder offense. Think about that. 162 people needlessly killed, families grieving and suffering because this legislature failed to enact common sense, fair legislation. Now,
something to clarify. While the proposition says it requires the denial of bail, judges would still have some discretion. However, this would make it much easier for them to deny bail. There are some groups who oppose Prop 3, saying it limits due process and undermines the idea of innocent until proven guilty. But the choice is up to you.
Well, the bail reform measure would make it easier to deny bail for certain serious felonies, although judges would still have discretion. This could affect both public safety and the rights of the accused.
7:16 now. A group of veterans are back home this morning following the Brookshire's Heroes Flight. After 3 meaningful days in Washington, D.C., they were welcomed home with cheers, hugs, and signs at Tyler Pounds Regional Airport. Yeah, this group represented a wide range of service areas, from World War II and the Korean War to Vietnam, the Gulf War, Afghanistan, and Iraq. They visited several landmarks and war memorials while they were in D.C. Billy Phillips, a 95-year-old Korean War veteran, called the trip emotional and once in a lifetime. Here's what he had to say about what the flight meant for him.
I can't tell you. It was something else. Everybody was good. And I read the letters that people wrote. I had to have some Kleenex. It's been a wonderful trip.
Looks like it was an emotional one, too. The Berkshire Grocery Company provides these trips at no cost to the veterans. But what a major impact it has.
Right. All right, is it the crisp chill in the air or the smell of pumpkin spice or pumpkin spice lattes everywhere you go? Maybe it's football season, cozy sweaters, or those crunchy leaves that crinkle and crunch right under your feet as you walk. So we want to know, what is the biggest sign fall has officially arrived?
I have 2. I put them on Facebook a minute ago. The first one is my allergies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of the bummer. And the second one's college football,
there we go,
which I love.
I'll say whenever I pull out my flannels. That's a for sure.
Have you done that yet?
I did it once. Was it yesterday, the day before yesterday? I wore my first flannel of the season.
Love it.
Felt great.
He's also had his little cool sweaters he's been wearing.
I have.
And they're very fall color oriented.
Fallish. I got more to come.
Yeah, you're definitely going to need the flannels this morning. I would say biggest sign here, the cool weather this morning. Absolutely. Temperatures going down. Of course, the leaves starting to change. That's when you're like, oh, yeah, that's it. And, of course, school going back in session as well.
Yeah, I was driving around yesterday, and I noticed the leaves on the loop were changing colors already.
There's like a few. I've like the tips of the trees.
Right. You can sense there's that little hue.
Like it might happen soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what people are saying. Corey says the cooler, crisper air, particularly in the mornings, like Joel just mentioned. Tiffany says cooler temps and mums. All those homecoming mums, yeah. And let's see, Patricia says the leaves that are turning color. I love it when they turn that reddish color, not just the orangish, which is also very pretty, but when they have that little red hue to them. And like on my walk yesterday, I saw just the tips.
The tips of them going around.
Just a few.
That's awesome. All right, if you want to win tickets to Wonder Screams in Shreveport, you'll have a chance to win just by answering today's question of the day, which we just talked about. You can win a family 4-pack of tickets to this haunted attraction. So head on over to our Facebook page and share your answer. We've got a lot more to tell you about this morning.
Yeah, today's winner of that family 4-pack of tickets to Wonder Screams in Shreveport is Paige Craig from Price. Congratulations to you. Stop by our station. It's located in Tyler to pick up your tickets. Woo.
Congratulations. Hopefully you don't get scared out there.
Yeah, no screams.
No.
Well, maybe if you're headed out on I-20, there might be a few.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, we have a traffic impact alert for you this morning. We're learning that in Interstate 20 westbound at the 578 at mile marker 578 has one lane open. DPS tells us firefighters are currently working on a vehicle fire in that area. This is going to be between Liberty City and Owentown. This picture is from Smith County ESD2. Keep in mind, traffic may still be impacted as those firefighters work to put out that fire. We'll keep you updated as the updates from the incident comes about. Let's take a look at your I-20 report as a whole here. Now, keep in mind, these numbers are from Tyler to these places, still not going to be affected by this in particular, this incident in particular, I should say. 2 hours over to Dallas so far and an hour and 30 minutes to Shreveport. So still pretty quiet out there, and then still going to be pretty quiet on US 69 as well. 2.5 hours up to Denison and an hour and 30 minutes down to Lufkin. Those are the drive times at the moment. Starting to pick up a little bit here across the other routes here. Jacksonville to Nacogdoches, 55 minutes. Tyler to Longview is up to 40 minutes at this point. 55 minutes from Tyler to Palestine and 45 minutes from Tyler to Athens. Luckily, no weather to really mess up any plans this morning. We are nice and clear on our CBS 19 live radar, and visibilities are absolutely clear across the area as well. 10 miles of visibility across the board, giving you green lights all the way through this morning. Weather-wise, 50s and 60s are what we're starting off with, even some 40s in some spots. All of us will have a shot for the low 80s for this afternoon with partly cloudy skies.
It's time for CBS 19 Sports.
Hello and welcome to sports. I'm Jimmy Searfoss. We're glad you're with us. No matter how many times any of these teams try to keep moving things around, we will have a game of the week because this one is one you gotta look out for. Mount Enterprise is walking into this one undefeated, just like Lovelady is. Last week, they dominated Tenaha 56-22. The Wildcats have two game breakers you gotta watch out for: Aiden Alsup and Kagan Ash. They combined for over 200 yards and 3 tutties last week against Tenaha. Linebackers Joshua Bennett and Tanner Wilburn, they set the tone on the defense. In the past 6 games, the offense has put up over 50 points per game.
We're taking it one day at a time, one game at a time. We're not looking ahead of anyone. We're not looking ahead of today's practice. Everything's day by day. We're trying to do kind of the Nick Saban thing, focus on the process, not necessarily on the outcome. And so we want to continue to improve and want to play our best this week. And if we do them things, we think we have a chance to be competitive.
Hey, last season, Lovelady came out on top against Mount Enterprise 56-22. It's get back season in Mount Enterprise. And with all that movement, our stream game of the week kind of flipped around too. We'll be streaming a big time 4A matchup instead. Pleasant Grove and Gilmer at Jeff Traylor Stadium, y'all. These are two of the biggest, most talented teams in East Texas and are set for a huge matchup that will have huge playoff seeding implications. I'll be on call for it. If you can't make it out, tune in to CBS 19 Plus. Come hang out with me. And well, this last week, Athens played the best team in 4A football, the Carthage Bulldogs. You know, the defending champs, the guys who have just rolled over everyone this year. And they played them to a 1-score game all the way to the closing seconds. But that loss might have been just what they needed.
Just to be clear, there's no such thing as a moral victory in Athens, Texas.
I think we surprised a lot of people on Friday with that score, but we didn't surprise anybody in that building. We're not taking a moral victory and not happy that we didn't win the game because we could have won the game.
But that doesn't mean these Hornets ain't flying around with a bit more buzz since their 1-score run-in with the Carthage Bulldogs.
I mean, we know that we can play with anyone in the state.
And they proved that when they were the first team to actually go blow for blow with Carthage for all 4 quarters and finish within 1 score of the Bulldogs since the first game of last season.
And I'll give credit to our receiving group going in. They were like, Coach, man, we're not worried about these guys. Like, we're going to make plays, and they did.
And now that they know they're right in step with the state championship favorites, their dreams of being state champions just got a lot more real.
The first thing we said is there's no cap on this team. The cap on this team is winning a state championship. If you play like that with those guys, you can play with anybody. I think they knew going in, but now they proved it. So I think it's really big moving forward for this group.
And it just means more for this varsity squad because for most of them, this is it.
We have 32 seniors on this team, and this is a really good class, and these guys have done a lot of work to get here. I think they do kind of have a little swagger about them, and you have to be elite.
And that swag is going to need to take them all the way to December, because if they want to finish this season in Jerry World, chances are those Bulldogs will be waiting right there for them.
Ain't God good, man? He is.
Hey, DeMarvion Overshone was back at practice yesterday. Oh man, just in time, and he was feeling great. He said on Twitter yesterday his knee brace, it's an accessory, not a necessity. He told the media he'll be back for prime time against the Raiders, November 17th before Thanksgiving. That's all I got for you. Morning, y'all.
All right, but we'll step away for a quick moment while we do our over-the-air broadcast with a quick news update.
Yeah, we'll be right back with more on CBS 19 Plus.
Good morning, y'all. I'm Jesus Martinez.
And I'm Dana Dixon. Thanks for being with us for this news update. After more than a week of restrictions, water restrictions are lifted in the Tyler area. City leaders say repairs at the Lake Palestine water treatment plant have improved enough to make that happen. Now, the problems at the Lake Palestine water treatment plant took several filters offline, cutting into the city's water capacity. But now, 6 of the plant's 8 filters are back up and running. City leaders say the project is part of a larger effort to maintain and modernize Tyler's water infrastructure to prevent similar issues in the future.
We've come a long way in the last 4 to 5 years, doing a lot of good work in the utility, making us more resilient and able to supply the demands to the customers. But it's essential that we continue to do that work and we continue to have a robust capital improvement program so that we can continue to have reliable service that the city can depend upon.
Repairs will continue into the spring, with the final 2 filters expected to come online by then. The city estimates total repair cost will be around $3.5 million, reallocated from this year's budget. Customers should not expect a rate increase because of this.
Well, new to us this morning in East Texas's ongoing groundwater battle, the Natchez and Trinity Valley's Groundwater Conservation District is negotiating a legal settlement that could stop a Dallas area company from pumping billions of gallons from the Carrizo-Wilcox aquifer. That is until now. For now, that is. The move comes after a lawsuit from the Wayne Sanderson's farm, which argued the massive project could hurt local businesses and strain the aquifer. Now, under the proposed deal, the company would have to reapply for permits and no new approvals would move forward until a full scientific study is done. District leaders say they want to get the facts before making any long-term decisions, and the agreement still needs approval from both the court and the district's board. But fans, make sure to grab those clubs. Mini golf is making a comeback in Tyler. The Tyler City Council cleared the way for a new outdoor miniature golf course along South Broadway, where the old Wood Creek Athletic Club once stood. The developer plans to tear down the former gym and build the course in its place.
Something to look forward to.
Right, and it's the good weather to do it too, Joel.
Absolutely, yeah. Weather today is going to be absolutely fantastic. We'll have some clouds to work with this afternoon and high temperatures in the low to mid 80s. Also light winds out of the south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Keep in mind we still have those burn bans here in effect across much of East Texas, basically all of deep East Texas, and now including Van Zandt County as of yesterday. So do not burn anything, especially if you are within these burn bans. And even if you are not in one of these burn bans, highly suggest that you don't burn anything altogether, as it will continue to be dry. for now. Now, as we take a look at Friday into Saturday, specifically into Saturday, there is that chance that we could see 1, 2, maybe even 3 inches of rainfall from a very heavy line of thunderstorms that is set to move through Saturday morning. We're going to keep you advised about that, but we have a weather impact alert for the first half of Saturday for that risk for strong to severe thunderstorms with heavy rainfall and potentially some gusty winds as well. A couple showers will also be possible into Sunday. Again, we'll keep you advised on all of that.
Welcome back to Morning Y'all here on CBS 19 Plus.
Yeah, this is what's coming up in our second half hour. A major school upgrade could be on the way for troop students, but it all depends on what happens this November. We'll break down what's in the multi-million-dollar bond.
And the city of Tyler is moving forward with plans to improve safety and traffic flow at several busy railroad crossings. Upgrades at East Locust, Ferguson, Irwin, and East Lake Streets will bring crossing up to modern standards and make room for future two-way traffic. We'll show you how these changes could make some commutes smoother and help first responders get to where they need to go coming up.
And in your forecast, we are talking about some heavy rainfall possible into Saturday, which has led the CBS 19 weather experts issuing a weather impact alert. All that in your forecast coming up on Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
Good morning, y'all. It is Friday Eve. I'm Dana Dixon.
And I'm Jesus Martinez. Thank you so much for joining us here on CBS 19 Plus. Early voting is underway, and voters in East Texas have some big decisions on their ballot.
Yeah, over in Troop, people will decide on major changes to both the elementary school and high school through a more than $22 million bond. CBS 19's Will Riddell reports.
With the November elections right around the corner, Troop ISD is looking to pass a school bond totaling $22,205,000 that will provide upgrades to multiple campuses.
These are the needs that we feel like are most important.
The proposal would bring new science classrooms and CTE classrooms to the high school, along with a new gymnasium.
There's just one gym for the high school that needs updating, man. It's never, I don't even know if it's been updated 10 years prior to me graduating in 2005.
Hayden Riggs is hoping the bond will be approved. Riggs was born and raised in Troop and now has his own children in the district.
With my kids going there, I definitely want them to have more opportunity, whether that be in extracurriculars or, just classroom size, just things being better for them.
The bond proposal also supports the elementary school, which will receive new classrooms, a cafeteria update, and improvements to the school's kitchen. Riggs says it's time for those improvements, even if it means taxes inflate a little.
It affects me as far as taxes go as well. With the properties we own, yet I think it's a good trade-off for, the implications that it'll have.
Superintendent Tammy Jones says regardless of the outcome on November 4th, the district will remain proactive in providing students with the necessary resources.
Our needs are not going to go away, so we will find a way to address those.
Reporting in Troop, Will Riddell, CBS 19.
Want to know what's on your ballot? Text the word VOTE to 903-600-2600. And we'll send the list of what to expect at the polls straight to your phone. Testimony continues today in the murder trial of a Longview woman accused in a 2020 deadly shooting. During testimony yesterday, Angelita Marie Ruiz revealed that she had been in a long-time on-again, off-again relationship with the man she has admitted to killing, Joshua Huffman. He was also seeing a second woman at the time of his death in April of that year. According to evidence presented yesterday, both women had accused Huffman of assaulting and threatening them. Ruiz pleaded not guilty, but prosecutors say she admitted to officers at one point that she shot Huffman. The trial is happening in the 124th District Court. The Henderson County Sheriff's Office is asking for help this morning as deputies continue searching for a man who's been missing for more than a year now. Take a good look at your screen. Roger Haas was last seen between June and July of 2024 in the Payne Springs and Gun Barrel City area. He's described as 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing around 140 pounds, with blonde hair, hazel eyes, and distinctive tattoos on his back, chest, and wrist. Anyone with information on Haas's whereabouts is urged to contact the Henderson County Sheriff's Office immediately.
The Texas Education Agency is expected to announce a state takeover of Fort Worth ISD this morning. Sources tell our sister station in Dallas that the district's board and superintendent could be replaced with state-appointed leaders, a move that could last 2 to 3 years. Now, this takeover comes from a school that received failing grades 5 years in a row. The 10th largest school district in the state of Texas says it is aware of the possible action and will share details with staff and families. Once it's official, Commissioner Mike Morath is expected to make that announcement at 9 this morning.
The potential for fire danger is an issue across the state. 163 counties here in Texas are under burn bans, and also in our area as well.
Yeah, outdoor burning, that is prohibited in several East Texas counties because of those burn bans. And right now, the Texas A&M Forest Service is stationing specialized air tankers at the Killeen Airport, that's in Central Texas, that are ready to launch at moment's notice. Juliana Jackson takes us inside.
We are called a tanker. Some people hear that and they think like, over the road 18-wheeler, but no, we're a flying tank of either fire retardant or water.
Meet the RJ-85. 4 engines, 27,000 pounds of fire retardant, and one goal:
get to the fire before it's too late.
Especially on takeoff.
Tim Mead is training to become a captain with Aeroflight. He says when the call comes in, every second counts.
As the aircraft sits right now, it's cold, dark airplane, everything's powered off. We get our dispatch notice, we come out, we fire up the airplane, they load, we get our ATC clearance, and we're taxiing and flying within 15 minutes of that call.
The RJ-85 can get anywhere within the state of Texas in an hour.
Killeen, being centrally located, provides a prime opportunity for us to stage aircraft here so we can reach different parts of the state.
The Texas A&M Forest Service has just added Killeen to its network of air tanker bases. Cassidy Ince coordinates the aviation program. She says location is everything.
Have conversations with predictive services and operations to decide where in the state we have the most critical risk, and we strategically move our aircraft around the state to be able to provide that support for our ground crews.
Yep. Inside the cockpit, Meade shows us the controls.
This guarded switch that's in that red cylinder, that's the drop button. Both pilots have that option. I have one on my side. Purpose of the retardant isn't necessarily to put the fire out. It's used to steer it and slow it down so that the resources on the ground can have better attack and better efficiency at putting the fire out.
For Meade, he says what's most important to him is the response time to save lives.
Our response time is such that we have an opportunity to try to save that. So it's important, I think, to every one of us, and it's something that we take pretty serious.
When wildfires threaten Texas, these flying tankers are the first responders in the sky.
What is the most important thing that you would like for them to know?
We try to be out of sight, out of mind. We don't really want the general public to know that we're here. Our service is, it's not clandestine, but we want to stay out of the way, in the shadows. Our job is to assist.
Great inside look. Thanks so much, Juliana. Well, the city of Tyler is taking big steps to improve safety and traffic flow at some of its railroad crossings. The city council has approved a deal with Union Pacific Railroad to start design work on upgrades at 4 key crossings. Those are East Locust, Ferguson, Irwin, and East Lake Streets. And these upgrades will not only bring the crossing up to current safety standards, but also prepare them for future two-way traffic, making daily commute easier for everyone. Now, one crossing in particular, East Lake Street, will see changes to smooth out the steep grade, which should help emergency responders get where they need to go faster.
So that East Lake crossing is near our medical hospitals, and so you do see emergency vehicles crossing that. It has a pretty good steep profile right now as far as if you're driving that. So be able to improve that crossing, make it safer, smoother.
Well, construction is set to begin in January of 2028 with $210,000 allocated for the initial engineering phase, all funded by the city's half-cent sales tax.
All right, you got to check this out. An East Texas student just won big at the State Fair of Texas.
Yeah, it's not for the reasons you think. Usually, you think livestock
Right.
and rodeo, but this one was for her job interview skills. Bryn Woods competed in the job interview contest and came out as top as the grand champion after multiple rounds of interviews and also a written evaluation. Along with the top honor, she also took home a scholarship and a champion's buckle. Big congratulations to Bryn.
We got to have her on. I want to know what it is that made her the top champion in interviewing.
She needs to train us and give us her skills.
Well, that can be very stressful.
Yeah.
I mean, even for an adult, but for a young person to just take it on like that,
Even
I love it.
Job interviews themselves are
They can be very stressful, and that's very impressive. Intimidating, stressful, which is it's very impressive. You're going to go very far, very quickly, I think.
This not intimidating, but just next story is delicious.
Yes.
All right,
Ooh,
Jimmy
I like
John's is bringing back its viral Pickle Witch, the bread-free sandwich that sparked a nationwide pickle frenzy last year. This time, the chain is expanding the lineup from 2 to 6 varieties, including ham, roast beef, tuna, and veggie options. The sandwiches swap bread for a hollowed-out kosher dill pickle, so good, and will be available at participating locations nationwide starting October 27th. So we've got, 4 days left?
Almost there.
It's only for a limited time. Okay, I did not try this last time.
I didn't either.
Yes.
But I want to try it.
Love pickles.
I love pickles too.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm not a big fan.
More for us.
More for y'all.
More for us.
I don't know what to do with that. My kids, some of my kids like pickles, some no. They are getting more accustomed.
Yeah.
They used to take them off all their sandwiches, and I
Really?
would just
Yeah.
eat them because
They're
yum.
good. theirs in school, they would sell like a dill pickle for $1. No,
Right?
50 cents or $1. I can't remember, but it was always a good snack to have after lunch before class is over, because at that point you're like droozy, food coma. It's just a good crunch after.
My girlfriend and I, after school, she would always get that big vat of pickles, and we would dip it in ketchup or honey mustard just for a snack. Probably pretty healthy-ish.
Fried pickles,
We didn't have any cramps. You know, you're supposed to eat pickles if you get like a leg cramp.
I love
We're
pickle
all good.
juice.
The weird thing is I do like fried pickles. Just
Okay, there we
not
go.
pickles by themselves.
What else? Have you tried the dill pickle, like potato chips?
Oh,
We're gonna try those. Those are really good.
All right, I'll give it a try.
You got to try some dill too. Work your way up. All right. A Phoenix home is fully decked out in Taylor Swift style. Heather Corcoran's display features a clever Easter eggs, from skeletons reenacting Swift's proposal with Travis Kelce to neon song lyrics. It's a whole sign out there, and even a skeleton holding a sign that says, "Just another picture to burn." I think I did better this time. With photos of Swift's ex as well. Talk about creepy, right? There's also a friendship bracelet exchange station, just like you do at the concerts, with a lot of the visitors stopping by, and this house owner is also accepting donations to help a young boy with a rare disease.
That is the best part.
It is. It's a win-win all around.
I'm not sure I would have noticed that it was a Taylor Swift situation until someone told me.
I feel like I would have.
Well, they were skeletons, you know?
But they're decked out skeletons.
She's so much prettier than that.
She is. It's giving Reputation, her album.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All
I did
morbid.
notice the little, the flowers, like it did look like where she got engaged, but anyways.
And the blonde wig.
Yes.
Makes sense.
All right, check this out. A Michigan woman who won $100,000 from the Powerball jackpot says she got her winning numbers from ChatGPT.
Crazy.
What?
Everybody's going right now to
Crazy.
ChatGPT to get some numbers. 45-year-old Tammy Carvey asked that ChatGPT give her a set of Powerball numbers. When she checked her ticket, she saw that 4 of her numbers and the Powerball matched. Carvey says she was in total disbelief. Carvey says she plans to pay off her mortgage with those winnings. Hey, Sus, stop trying to get the numbers right now.
I'm trying to see if it works.
I'm sure
She's
it'll
crunching
give you
numbers
numbers
over here. What in the world?
So no, it gave me the numbers from the last winning ticket. It didn't even give me any, but it just said go to the web and. No, actually it said no. I can't pick lottery numbers for you.
It can't?
It can't. I'm sorry, but I can't pick lottery numbers for you. However, if you'd like, I can pull the latest winning numbers from the last game. So she ruined it for everyone.
Oh,
come on.
Maybe you got to be more specific.
Yeah.
It's lying. It's lying to
I'm gonna be
us.
super specific.
All right. Well, people
Wow.
are getting ready to head out. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous day. Look at that.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, I got some clouds starting to move in for a change. Those flat stratus clouds.
Those are so
moving in.
pretty, though.
Yeah, they are very beautiful. We'll take them, absolutely. It really adds a little bit of texture to the sky. It's definitely a cold one as you head outside. We got 40s and 50s. We got 56 right now in Tyler. 41 is that dew point. We got pretty clear skies for the most part, except for some clouds starting to move in. These are fair weather cumulus or fair weather cirrus clouds. It's in our upper levels. These are basically made of ice crystals. Little fun fact there. Those higher level clouds have some ice crystals in them. We're going to see a little bit more of that into the rest of today. We'll have some clouds. Winds out of the south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Temperatures here across the area, 40s and 50s, near 60, actually at 60 in Jacksonville, near 60 in Crockett and Palestine, and we also have 56 again in Tyler, 40s to the east, 45 in Marshall, 44 in Carthage, 43 in Center. I'm not counting down there. I'm just reading off the temperatures for you this morning. We got 82 to 84 degrees into this afternoon. Clouds really starting to pick up here as those winds shift in from the south. We'll have a little bit of an increase in that humidity, and this is all also due to a system that will be moving in a little bit closer tomorrow and this weekend. We have rain chances, big time, on Saturday. I'll show you in their full forecast coming up later, but 84 for today, partly cloudy skies, southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Still watch out for that high fire danger as it will continue to be very dry. Mostly cloudy for a change tomorrow. Weather impact alert into Saturday for the threat for strong to severe thunderstorms with heavy rainfall. We're going to go over the exact timing and how much we could receive in your full forecast coming up.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. 7:49 this morning. 'Tis the season for job hunting, but this year landing a job might be tougher than you think. We'll tell you what's driving the surge of seasonal job searches straight ahead.
Interest in seasonal work is surging this year, but the number of holiday job openings likely won't meet that demand.
Karen Kaifa has a look at what job hunters need to know and what it says about the economy as a whole.
Holiday job openings are out there, but so is stiff competition.
The competition is going to be much stiffer this year than it was a couple years ago, because we have seen that slowdown in the number of job postings paired with an increase in the competition of more and more people.
Corey Staley, senior economist for Indeed Hiring Lab, says their data finds job searches surging ahead of the holiday season while employers pull back.
Temporary jobs in some ways are different than what we see in full-time and other jobs in the economy, but in other ways they're also very much the same, right? So we're seeing a lot of the broader trends in the labor market being reflected in this year's holiday hiring.
Outplacement firm Challenger Gray and Christmas forecasts seasonal retail hiring to fall to its lowest point since 2009 during the Great Recession. Nancy Vandenhouten, lead economist for Oxford Economics, says those employers may be taking cues from consumers.
A lot of consumers are feeling, pressured by high costs for a variety of things, whether it's things where tariffs have been applied or just everyday essentials, food, housing, electricity. So retailers seem to be taking a cautious approach.
But Staley says Indeed's real-time postings show retail isn't the only place to look for a holiday job.
We see some leisure and hospitality, but we also start seeing some interesting cases where even like accounting jobs start to pick up this time of year.
Some of the top seasonal postings are for beauty advisors, delivery drivers, food service workers, and truck drivers.
Well, we're about 5 weeks from Thanksgiving now, and turkey prices are roasting. Wholesale prices are up about 40% from last year. The main reason for that, bird flu. It has led to fewer turkeys, according to the USDA. 195 million turkeys were raised in 2025, down 3% from 2024. Last year, the cost for a full Thanksgiving meal was about $58 for 10 people, cheaper than 2023, but still up nearly 20% from 2020. CBS Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady says there are ways to save this Thanksgiving.
Make your list early, shop. You can even shop now, right?
Yeah.
Your turkey you can freeze, your canned veggies you can put in there, your baking goods you can put in your, your cupboard if you've got room. I also find if you actually start looking for the coupons now, you can get stuff before the holiday rush and you're sort of just throwing everything in the cart at the last second.
Some good news, ingredients for side dishes like potatoes, butter, and canned corn have all stayed about the same price. And some grocery stores have entire grocery meal deals that they say are their lowest prices in years. All right, let's get over to Joel now.
All right, let's do some weather for you this morning. 80s all the way through this afternoon, low to mid 80s to be exact. Light winds, partly cloudy skies for a change. It's going to be very, very delightful. Still got to deal with some of that dry air, which has prompted some burn bans here across the area. Still got to pay attention to these. All across Deep East Texas has them. We have Van Zandt County that was just added yesterday. Definitely avoid for burning at all times here over the next few days. Now, fortunately, we do have some rain. Unfortunately, a lot of it at once. That's why we have a weather impact in place for Saturday. 2 a.m. to 9 a.m. is the time frame that we're watching for. This is a very early time frame. It's basically just one wave. Got a couple showers behind it, but once this one wave passes, we're going to be pretty much done for the afternoon. Heavy rain, going to be a very likely possibility. Gusty winds, certainly not out of the question as well. If you're heading out early on Saturday, make sure to have that umbrella, have that rain gear. Download our CBS19 app and turn on those notifications so you can receive weather alerts when they come towards your area. Now, again, we're watching for that potential for heavy rainfall, and again, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts marginally. That's why we have a 1 out of 5 chance for severe weather here across most of East Texas. Basically along and south of I-20 has got that shot right now, also including areas like Jefferson, Gilmer, Mineola, and even into southern parts of Rains County. This basically means 1 or 2 of these areas likely will get in on a few strong wind gusts here and there, but the main threat here across all of the area is heavy rainfall. This is what I'm talking about. So here it is on Future Skycast, moving in by midnight, heading all the way through as we go through the wee hours of Saturday. Heavy rainfall and gusty winds moving through the area, should be out of the area by 7 or 8 o'clock. That's what we're watching for. And then another round of couple showers could be possible into your Saturday afternoon. We won't be all clear of any rain. So that's kind of what we're going to be watching for into Saturday afternoon. 1 to 3 inches of rain, maybe a little bit more in some locations, are going to be possible. And then after that, again, we're watching for that shower chance. Sunday morning should be pretty dry, Monday and Tuesday, and especially on Wednesday.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. 7:55 this morning. Is it the crisp chill in the air or the smell of pumpkin spice everywhere? We just got to know, what's the biggest sign of fall? That the fall has officially arrived, that is.
I told you what mine are earlier, but one that I also thought of is just the smell of like fall candles. I love to go get one, the leaves candle that smells, it doesn't really smell like leaves, but it just smells like something like you would think fall would smell.
I would say maybe whenever you have those throw blankets that are just for decoration, but you actually start using them, throw blankets.
I would say also, I would mention the weather. I forget what else I mentioned. The leaves, of course. Also, back in Michigan, we have these cider mills.
Yeah.
Cider, donuts, corn mazes, all your fun stuff. That's a good sign right there.
Like Brad said, I'm currently not sweating.
Not yet.
The sweating is over.
It is over. All right, well, if you want to win tickets to Wonder Screams in Shreveport, you have a chance to win just by answering our question of the day. Until October 30th, you can win a family 4-pack of tickets to this haunted attraction. We've been telling you about it all morning.
And today's winner of another family 4-pack of tickets to Wonder Screams in Shreveport is Tiffany Hammock. Congratulations. Stop by our station located in Tyler to pick up your tickets. Fun fact, I went to high school with Tiffany.
Oh, look at that.
Long time ago.
Hopefully you don't get scared over there, Tiffany. All right, we're going to step away for a quick moment while we do our over-the-air broadcast with a quick news update.
We'll be right back here on CBS 19 Plus. I didn't pick the winner, though.
Good morning, y'all. I'm Jesus Martinez.
And I'm Dana Dixon. Thanks for being with us for this news update. We're learning new and deeply troubling allegations that have surfaced about a former Bullard ISD custodian now facing serious criminal charges. 31-year-old Brian Taylor was arrested yesterday in connection with an incident at Bullard Intermediate School involving a young student. According to court documents, Taylor confronted the student inside a restroom, blocking the door with a cleaning cart and refusing to let her leave. She also reported that Taylor made inappropriate comments and offered money during the encounter. Bullard ISD police identified and interviewed Taylor on October 15th, immediately terminating his employment. Taylor was booked into the Anderson County Jail with bonds set at $1 million. Interim Superintendent Jan Hill says that student safety remains the district's top priority, and the investigation is ongoing. No further details are being released due to the involvement of a minor.
After only a day of deliberations, a Cherokee County jury sentenced an East Texas man to life in prison for murder. 56-year-old Noel Price was found guilty in the 2023 death, that is, of Samuel Muller. He was found dead last year inside a home near the Wells baseball field. Now, this conviction comes after Price's second trial, following a mistrial in August.
And the Henderson County Sheriff's Office is asking for help as deputies continue searching for a man who's been missing for more than a year. Roger Haas was last seen between June and July of 2024 in the Payne Springs and Gun Barrel City area. He's described as 5'7", weighing around 140 pounds, with blonde hair, hazel eyes, and distinctive tattoos on his back and chest, plus his wrist.
We're also learning more about an altercation between students at Longview High School that put campus on hold yesterday. According to the district, there was an ongoing threat and staff quickly stepped in to de-escalate an altercation between a few students. The kids remained in their classrooms while the situation was being taken care of. In a statement, the district said they are committed to providing safe, secure, and supportive learning environment for all students and thanked families and staff for their continued support.
Well, it is just a nice start to our Thursday morning. How long is this going to continue for, Joel?
All the way through the rest of the day. That's some good news for you there. We got partly cloudy skies for a change as we go into this afternoon. Low 80s for highs. That's what we got for this afternoon. It's going to be a very comfortable day. Light winds out of the south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now we still have that dry air in place, so continue to adhere to these burn bans here across the area. We now have Van Zandt County that was just included on that list as of yesterday. So do not burn anything, especially if you were in one of those burn bans. Now, we will be in for some rainfall, and I mean a lot of rainfall going into Saturday. We could potentially get in on a little over an inch, 2 inches, possibly over 3 inches in some spots. So this is something that we're really going to have to pay attention to. This is going to be an early Saturday morning time frame. We're talking 2 a.m. to 9 a.m. That's kind of what we're watching for right now. That's why we have that weather impact alert for the first half of Saturday. A couple showers will be possible after that main line moves through during the afternoon, and then another round of showers on Sunday. Then should be pretty dry for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Time now for some news before you go. 31-year-old Brian Taylor, a former Bullard ISD custodian, was arrested yesterday, and he's facing serious charges, including unlawful restraint and attempted sexual performance by a child. The incident involved a young student at Bullard Intermediate School. Taylor was quickly identified, interviewed, and then fired by the district. He is now in the Anderson County Jail with bonds totaling $1 million.
After more than a week, Stage 2 water restrictions have been lifted for the city of Tyler. Repairs at the Lake Palestine water treatment plant improved capacity with 6 out of the 8 filters now running. The city expects the last 2 filters to be fixed by the spring. This $3.5 million repair project is part of a larger effort to upgrade the city's water system. And don't worry, no rate increase is planned due to these repairs. Troop ISD, in the meantime, has a proposed $22.2 million bond. If approved, it'll upgrade multiple campuses, adding a new science and CTE classrooms and a gym at the high school. Superintendent Tammy Jones promises the district will keep addressing student needs no matter the bond's outcome.
Okay, so we're going to go over Future Skycast one more time because this is going to be very key as far as what we're going to be watching for this weekend. By the way, starting you off at 7 o'clock, going to be nice and clear for any football games that go on. It won't be until midnight. There's that large line of thunderstorms, very intense in some pockets. We got the threat for some heavy rainfall, perhaps some gusty winds up to 60 miles per hour across maybe 1 or 2 locations. By 4 o'clock, should be over the central parts of the area. Should be out of here by 7:30, just dealing with some light rainfall behind it. And then a couple of showers will be a possibility into Saturday afternoon, but should be clear for the most part. This is why we have that weather impact alert for the first half of Saturday, not the second half. It's basically that first wave, that one wave that comes through in the morning. A couple showers possibly for your Sunday. Should be dry for the most part on Monday and Tuesday. We're keeping an eye on a second cold front that will be moving through, so we'll keep an eye on any possible rain chances there. But one thing we do agree on is temperatures falling into the low 70s by Wednesday.
And love to see that.
Right.
All right, it is pumpkin paradise at the Klaus Stowe Farm in outside Berlin. More than, get this, 10,000 pumpkins, 500 varieties from all over the world, and 15 giant pumpkin sculptures like you see there. The theme this year, that is, women's power. Visitors can stop can spot that is Marge Simpson, Cleopatra, and even Joan of Arc, all made entirely out of pumpkins. Now it's in its 22nd year, and this massive pumpkin festival draws thousands every single weekend out there, proving that in Germany, fall belongs to the pumpkin.
Wow.
Absolutely. My favorite one was the bathtub. With
That
the
one was
woman
good.
like relaxing
At the
in
very
it.
beginning, yeah.
Absolutely. That is my power move right there.
I wonder what they do with all those pumpkins afterwards.
I have no
Or
clue.
where do you get all those pumpkins from?
I don't know. I didn't even know there were 500 varieties of pumpkins, but I do now.
I don't know if you can make sculptures with them.
Right. It's like, you have ice sculptures in the winter, and apparently you have
Pumpkin
sculptures for the fall.
We didn't even say that's what signals fall for us.
No.
Why would it not be pumpkins?
Pumpkins is a good one.
It can be pretty warm for pumpkins, I will say that.
We were too in the know with pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
We skipped over pumpkins.
Thanks so much for continuing your day with us here on Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus. Come on over to the noon show coming up also on CBS 19 and CBS 19 Plus.
There we go. Did you know we're streaming on CBS 19 Plus too? Hey, here's what's coming up on CBS 19 Plus, by the way. Stay here for the latest news and weather throughout the day. Have a great morning, and we'll see you tomorrow on Friday.